Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So what I wanted to talk today about was what I'm going to be using in order for me to cut weight. During this bulking, I gained a little too much weight, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut back. Now the way I'm doing it, I'm not doing a fast cut like I usually do. So basically I'm gonna do a very slow cut so I can maintain my strength and, you know, just maintain as much muscle mass as I can. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to be losing between 0.9 pounds per week, tops 1 pound per week. And what I'm doing and what I have been using, basically it's a program that originally Lane Norton was part of it, which is called Avatar Nutrition. So the way Avatar Nutrition works is basically around flexible diet. So what flexible dieting is, you know, something that basically you can eat whatever you want, you know, being flexible obviously. So you know, it's all about your macros. What basic macros are is, hold on, let me adjust this. So basically what macros are is that you'll get your protein, your fats, and your carbs. You just gotta meet those macros, you gotta meet those targets. So let's say you have 100 carbs, 100 grams of carbs, 100 grams of protein, and 50 grams of fat. I'm just giving you some numbers. You can eat whatever you want. So you'll read the nutrient labels and everything else, and as long as it matches, you know, your intake, basically your allowance for the day, you're good. So you'll end up losing weight, you'll end up gaining muscle, whatever you're into. That's basically it. So, you know, you can technically eat cheeseburgers, you know, Chipotle or whatever the hell you want, and you'll still get to go to your target. Now, the reason I love flexible dieting so much is because, one, you don't develop a bad relationship with food. The problem with crash diets and the problem with, you know, I would say with keto and, you know, with clean eating and all that stuff is that, yeah, you know, they work. I'm not saying that they don't work, and you know, I've personally tested keto and it works amazing. It's just that, you know, personally, it doesn't work for me. But flexible diet, I believe that it's a little bit superior. One, because you get to eat whatever you want. This camera is definitely out of whack. So one, you get to eat whatever you want. Oops, close up. Second, you basically are learning portion control, and you're learning kind of self-control at the same time. So let me put it like this. Let's say you have 100 grams of carbs, right? And you see this bag of chips. You look at the nutrient back of it, the nutrition servings, and it says that it's 30 grams of carbs. I'm just looking at the carbs. I'm not even looking at the fats or proteins or anything like that, right? So now you're looking that you have 30 grams of carbs on one serving, and it says that the packaging says that it has 2 servings, so technically 60 grams of carbs on the whole package, right? So now you only have 100. So now you have a decision to make. You eat the whole bag of chips, have 60 grams of carbs, and basically that leaves you with 40 grams of carbs left. So that 40 grams of carbs, I guess, you would eat for the whole day, right? So now you are like, do I really enjoy this bag of chips, and the rest of the day I gotta really watch what I'm eating, like salads and everything else? Or do I just eat one portion of it, which equals out to, you know, 30 grams of carbs? So that means that I still got 70 grams of carbs left, so I still can enjoy other foods after that. Or I can just ditch the bag of chips and actually get something more satisfying, such as like rice or beans or something like that, right? So now you're in decision of like, oh, do I really want this bag of chips that probably by 5 minutes later I'm gonna be super hungry? Or do I really eat something dense that is probably gonna equal out to the same amount of nutritional value or better, and, you know, I will be satisfied? So now, you know, you start making these decisions that you kind of don't realize at first, but then after a while you're like, oh wow, like, you know, I kind of made these decisions out of my own. Versus, let's say, a clean eating diet or like a keto diet, you have to eat a certain type of food, and if you don't eat it, you feel guilty. Or let's say you're at a party, right, and all of a sudden you eat a bag of Cheetos. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh man, I can't believe I slipped on that one. And, you know, it becomes a psychological game, that, you know, a lot of people develop a bad relationship with food. So that's why I personally like flexible diet. But back to Avatar. So basically the way Avatar works, it creates a virtual profile of you. So basically you'll get weight, you'll put your weight, you'll put your body fat percentage, and then you'll basically tell the system, what do you want? Do you like a more balanced meal, a more balanced what do you call it, setting, where basically gives you, you know, enough fats, enough carbs, and enough protein to be satisfied? Or you're into that, I really don't like fat, so let me give me a little more carbs, or give me a lot of carbs and forget the rest, you know, just give me the basic of everything else. So, you know, that could be for people that really like carbs. You know, you can go through that option, or, you know, you can even go as far as getting more protein, because basically the system automatically detects how much lean body mass you have, and then from then on it kind of tells you, you know, how much you have to eat in order for you to maintain the muscle or increase the muscle, depending on whatever setting you are. So that's basically it. I mean, and then, you know, the program adjusts. So that's the beauty of this program. The program basically adjusts depending on your macros. So let me put it like this. I put a setting where I wanted a little more carbs, not balanced. I just wanted a little more carbs, and I have high-low days. So basically, on my max effort days, I have the highest calories that the system can give me. And then on days where I just have my mini workouts, where I just go to the gym for 30 minutes and I'm out, those are the days that, you know, I have very low calories. So I'm eating on the 1600s, you know, which, yeah, sometimes it gets tough a little bit, but you kind of get used to it, and you're not really putting that much effort in the gym, or you're not even working out at all, so it really doesn't really bother me that much. Versus on max effort days, when I'm really giving it my all, I kind of need that surplus of calories. So that's when those high and low days come on hand. But what happened is this: I originally put my settings, you know, I put everything that I have in there, and the system gave me a total amount of calories and macros to hit. I hit all my carbs, my protein, my fat, everything was perfect, but I lost too much pounds. I lost 6 pounds in 1 week. So that killed my performance last week. So I felt it from the get-go, except for max effort day, because I was still getting into it, so I kind of didn't feel it. Towards my dynamic days, I already started feeling fatigued. It was just hard to, you know, finish working out. So I knew something was wrong already, because I'm weighing myself every day and then taking an average. So then from then I said, you know what, the system is gonna adjust, and it did. So by the time I needed to weigh myself again, which was this Sunday, the system detected that I dropped too much weight, which I put it on my Instagram stories. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me there, because I post a lot in the stories. And basically the system adjusted. So now I have more to eat. So now the system started off at about 160 grams of carbs. So now I'm up to 190 carbs per day. And on days I was at 130, and now I'm at 160. So basically I'm eating the same amount of food now that I was eating on my high days, when, you know, I was basically on my first week, and I'm eating more food now. So, you know, I'm feeling more satisfied. Mentally is a lot better, and I get to still, you know, enjoy the foods that I want. I basically eat Chipotle like almost every day, and, you know, and yeah, so that's basically it. And the best part of it, I mean, that alone, that program in itself, it's amazing, because you have an app now, and, you know, you can get to see, basically you can get to see your progress. So you can see when do you drop lean body mass, you know, how your body fat percentage is going, you know, when was your low day. So basically it registers everything that you have done. Then on top of that, the subscription for Avatar Nutrition is $10 a month, which I can tell you that I think I pay more for my Netflix that I probably use once a week than what I, you know, pay for Avatar. And, you know, that alone is a price that, you know, it's one, convenient, and I cannot, you know, say good things enough of it, you know, because it doesn't give you, you know, a meal plan where it tells you, oh, you gotta eat, you know, 6 asparagus a day. You know, it basically tells you, this is your calories, this is your macros, go for it. And that's it. And then you learn as you go, basically. I mean, for $10 a month for somebody to create, you know, basically what you have to eat and adjust every single week, that shit is cheap. I don't know about you, but you know, that's the reason I have it. I enrolled my wife into it, and you know, we've both been seeing really good results. And when I originally did my cut, that's exactly what I used, but I used the fast cut process, so I was losing 2 to 3 pounds a week. That's why when I originally did my Masthetic series, when I started the power systems, my performance dipped, and in one of the videos I stated that I needed to go on a calorie surplus because I couldn't keep up with the program. I couldn't recuperate enough. Now it's a little bit different, a little more experience, and you know, I'm able to, you know, recuperate a lot better. But you know, still I want to make sure that I take a slow process. So yeah, that's basically it. Today I'm actually heading up to Adelante, and I am going to hit max effort day. Today is deadlift day, so I am going to hit some beltless deadlifts for 5s on deficit 3-inch. Yes, 3-inch. And yeah, I am going to be using the deadlift bar. You know, I might get a lot of shit because, you know, I'm supposed to be using the stiff bar and everything, but you know what, yeah, it is a complete different animal when it comes to the stiff bar and everything else. And I do use the stiff bar when, you know, the only bar they have is in, you know, LA Fitness or the commercial gym that I am. But when I'm at Adelante, I basically want to use the deadlift bar, one, because yeah, it has more whip, and it's a different type of grip, believe it or not. So it actually works my hook grip a lot better because my hands are actually average size, or maybe a little bit above average. So I have no problem in gripping a stiff bar because the bar is a little bit thicker. But the problem is that once I go to like a thinner bar, it becomes a problem. If for some reason, it just feels like my finger's about to rip off when I'm doing the deadlift bar. So I feel that that's helping me, I guess, get more pain tolerance towards the hook grip. So that's one of the reasons that I do deadlift bar. And two, you know, obviously it has more whip, so technically you're able to, you know, do more weight, I guess. But you know, it just feels a lot better, and you know, it's just harder for me on the hook grip. So I mean, I'm just challenging my hook grip at this point. Still, the deadlift deficit is still a pretty hard move to do anyway. So it's not like I'm losing out that much in that end. So yeah, so I'm max effort day today in there, and I am going to be doing a shit ton of accessories before and after. So let's see how that goes. And I'm going to be showing you some workout footage again of my max effort day. Last week I missed my dynamic day. I ended up going to LA Fitness, ended up meeting up with Larry Wheels actually in there. So it was funny seeing him there. But yeah, so other than that, stay tuned for the next video. And if you like the channel, make sure you guys like and subscribe. See ya.
She's sticking needles in her skin. I turn with another grin. Her canvas doesn't leave a lot to fantasy, but her peace of mind can't stay inside the lines. It's so confusing, the methods that she's using. She knows she shouldn't leave a mark that